It's sometimes hard to be optimistic in the middle of a pandemic. Often it's difficult to be hopeful when the lights turn off and the taps run dry. At times it's trying to be positive when you've seen violence and looting, state capture and corruption, a government incapable of protecting its own citizens.
And rubber bullets.
In truth, it's been a very hard year. A year of loss and isolation. A year where looting shattered our dreams of a unified nation.
And stole at will. The government has had to respond with armed police.
But we are buoyed by hope. Hope that the worst of the pandemic is behind us. Today, there are more vaccines than there are arms. Hope that those responsible for the looting of our nation will find themselves in jail. The past year has seen the most powerful man in the country imprisoned for contempt of court. We've witnessed Judge Zondo air humiliating testimony to expose the rot of our government. We've applauded the Constitutional Court as it entrenched the rule of law. We've celebrated the largest commodity boom of our generation, and a year ago, who could have conceived of a strengthened rand and a current account surplus? So in a complex and complicated world, hope is a choice. An active decision, a decision to believe that our best days are still before us. And so, perspective is everything. I deliver these opening remarks here from Villa Arcadia on Parktown Ridge in Johannesburg. In these Herbert Baker halls, where landlords Lionel and Florence Phillips built their house and found a new beginning after the Jameson raid, here overlooking the jacaranda forest of the city. It was in these oak-paneled halls that the Jewish orphanage Arcadia housed orphans for nearly a century. It was to these majestic rooms that the Ochberg orphans, delivered from near death in Eastern Europe, would survive, build, hope, and thrive. This is one of the great lessons of our community. In the 200 years since we arrived in South Africa, we have built shuls and schools and welfare organizations that rival the best in the world. If you look at what we have done as a community in Operation Hunger and Africa Tikkun and in Kavala Bantu and the Angel Network and Shiva and the Michelle Scholarship Foundation and what the Kirsch family has done for this country during lockdown, we're not here as guests, we're here as proud South Africans demanding our rightful place in this nation, having given more than anyone could ever have expected and contributed more than anyone could ever have dreamed. This is what we celebrate here tonight with our nominees and our winners, proud, extraordinary South Africans rooted in the dusty soil of this nation. As a community, we have made a profoundly disproportionate contribution to the development of South Africa, in the struggle for freedom, in the development of our economy, in the arts and sciences and culture and philanthropy. This is us. This is who we are as a community, proud, unabashed, unwilted, as we emerge into hope. While there are those who wish to silence us, while there are those who wish to write us out of history, while there are those who wish to question us at the Judicial Services Commission and try to isolate us from the rest of this nation, let them heed one lesson. This is our nation, for South Africa belongs to all who live in it. These were the words of the Freedom Charter drafted by members of our community.
We, the people of South Africa, declare for all our country and the world to know that South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
And later, we, the people of South Africa, recognizing the injustices of our past, honor those who have suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. That is the preamble of our Constitution, written by us, the people of South Africa. And so tonight, together with our partners Absa and the Kirsch family and Europcar and Man-Made Media, we celebrate not only our nominees and winners, we celebrate the best in South Africa. Absa have been our partners in this journey for the past 18 years. You will hear tonight from our friend and partner Bongiwe Ngangeni, but it is together with people like Bongiwe, as well as our other partners, that we believe we can build a better South Africa for all who live in it. For the past 22 years, the South African Jewish Report has been the point of news and contact for our community, the only national newspaper of South African Jewry, published at enormous cost, free of charge to all. And since the pandemic began, we have also run 126 webinars, watched by over 2 million people.
So many of us still know some of the original Offberg orphans.
We would like you to have a conversation with Bill Browder. We have already over 2,000 people watching us on Zoom. We have created a digital town square for our community, a place to come and learn and discuss and debate and kibitz, a place to laugh and sing and cry. For this is our contribution to our community. And we ask you to join us in this mission to reinvent what community looks like in the 21st century. So tonight, in broad brushstrokes, we paint for you a masterpiece of hope. On behalf of the non-executive board of the South African Jewish Report, our professional staff and the Jewish Achiever Awards Committee, welcome to the Absa Jewish Achiever Awards 2021.
Entertain you, we want to move you, text you, we just can't get enough, so get your gin and cappuccino and let it go. We're so excited, I just can't hide it. Give me the remote control, cause I think I lost it. Let's get excited, we just can't hide it. Put on the show, live stream, we know, let's hope it's not slow, not slow. We shouldn't even think about tomorrow. Sweet memories will last a long, long time. Please God, we'll have a good time, don't you worry. And if we fall asleep, guys, that's just fine. That's our honest, cause we're so excited. All of you at home, you're not alone. We will present you with hope and nachas, and we will be toughless. We know, we know, we know, we know, we know, we want you, we want you. Bamir Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Bamir Mr. Shane means you're grand. Bamir Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Bamir Mr. Shane means you're grand.
Guys, can you believe we're back?
And we're still online.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because we have each other.
Online.
Oh, girls, you know what? I've also had enough. I know. Ganog is ganog. But just for one more night again. Oh, let's just give them what they want, eh?
We've gone through worse too, me and you, but it's only going up now. We are a strong dude, through and through, who'll never give up hope, because nothing in the world can stop us now. Strip it down, girls. We are family. Get up, everybody, and see. We are family. Get up, everybody, and see. We are family. Get up, everybody, and see. We are family. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. We started tonight by shining the light, getting it right, oh, keeping it tight. So we keep you hoping, not moping. Man, this is doping and smoking, and we are coping, not sloping. We are not broken, we are awoken, cause the world will now reopen to the freedom of dreaming and still believing, repeating that lovely feeling, redeeming the meaning, no more concealing, leading to being. Our hope is never weaning. We're never giving up. We're never giving up. Oh, 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 oh. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. We are Mr. Shane, everybody see. I'm so excited, Mr. Shane, I just can't hide it. Everybody see. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, everybody see.
Sure, I don't know about you girls, but I am exhausted.
Yeah, I'm platzing. I haven't platzed in ages.
Oh, let's have a cappuccino. No, let's have a matcha. Let's have a matcha with soy milk. No, almond milk, but like a skim almond milk, like a very skinny almond, the thinnest almond in the batch.
Sure, that's specific, eh?
I don't know. I think we should toss in a shot of gin.
Boy, babe, I think you might have a little problem.
Are you calling me an alcoholic? Did you see your son? Did you see your son at his bar mitzvah?
Sis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm virtual welcome to your host for the 2021 Absa Jewish Achiever Awards, Gilly Apter.
Hello, it's me, Gilly, and welcome to the Absa 2021 Jewish Achiever Awards. My name is Gilly Apter, and I am delighted to be your host this evening. I just want to start by thanking you all for the incredible feedback that has not stopped since I hosted last year's ceremony. Ever since that day, I have had people from all walks of life approach me and congratulate me. Well, not all walks, mostly just one walk. Jewish women over 60, who have approached me constantly to say things like, "Loved you at the Achievers. We saw you at the Jewish Awards. You were so good at that, Harold, what was that Zoom we watched?" When Howard Sackstein told me I should do this because it's good exposure, that is not what I thought he meant, but it's most welcome nonetheless. Nothing could be more encouraging than the validation of Jewish mothers across the country. And by the country, I mean the Morningside Shopping Centre. 2021 has been another challenging year, and once again, let me remind you that if you have survived 2021 and you are Jewish, you are a Jewish achiever. So mazel tov for that. It's been a busy week in South Africa. We just had our elections, and I hope everyone went out and voted. I was disappointed not to see the Dacha party on the ballot. I thought they'd be good to vote for, although I'm not sure they'd be great at getting things done. You know, it's not a drug known for its productivity. I tell you who would get things done: the cocaine party. They'd sort this country out in the first 2 years, but then probably spend the next 2 years completely spiraling out of control, and we'd be back where we started. I didn't vote for the DA or the ANC because I don't believe that they'll do what they say they're going to do. And I didn't vote for the EFF because I believe they will do what they say they're going to do. And it reminds me that during the last election cycle, I got a text from the ANC that said, "Just remember, the ANC set you free." I'm Jewish. I think we all know who set me free. Moses. We've had a challenging 2020 and 2021, and for that reason, from now on, I only go by the Jewish calendar. So welcome to the 5782 Jewish Achiever Awards. And with that, I'd like to introduce our first award for the evening, the Kirsch Family Lifetime Achiever Award in honor of Helen Suzman. Here to present this award, please welcome Wendy Fisher.
Good evening, all. The Jewish Achievers Award is truly a remarkable event, as it affords us an opportunity to acknowledge the tireless work of our extraordinary community. It is therefore a special privilege for me to address you this evening on behalf of my family, who are proud sponsors of this spectacular occasion. The theme this evening is painting a masterpiece of hope, and in honor of our soon-to-be announced Lifetime Achiever, I'd like to offer some ideas towards this theme. Those of you who know me already know that I'm passionate about the power of culture and its capacity to help us shape and reshape perceptions of the world around us. I'd like to share two very different works of art with you tonight that help to illustrate how I see this extraordinary moment. This film, titled Pomegranate, by artist Uri Gerst, at first appears to be a still life, an age-old fascination of artists to stage a scene, study it in line or paint, and render the natural beauty it depicts, frozen in time. Its fruit will never rot, its leaves will not wither. Gerst literally shatters that notion as a bullet shears the scene, ruptures the pomegranate, and our still, calm world explodes. The COVID-19 pandemic abruptly upended our lives to varying degrees, but its effects have truly been universal. There is not a single person who has not been impacted. This is what we refer to as a collective trauma. It is a common bond that forces all of us to confront the fragility of the human condition. What was once a still life intact is now shattered. What is next? Shattered can be our new normal, or we can rebuild our next still life, focusing, examining, and working on the potential of what could be a more perfect still life. It takes courage, commitment, grit, and personal insight to commit to rebuilding. What is clear, what is imperative, is that to overcome a collective trauma, you need a collective effort. Leaders emerge, people come together to help one another and to help their community. We line the banks of rivers with sandbags. We open field hospitals. We distribute millions of food parcels, fund water boreholes. We give blood, donate money. We behave collectively, members of a community, citizens. How we respond to adversity is a measure of who we are as individuals and as a community. How we work and collaborate together. But that only takes us so far. This leads me on to examining my next work. This piece is titled Measuring the Universe by Slovakian artist Roman Ondak. It is a participatory work rather than a fixed painting or sculpture. This artwork becomes as the exhibition unfolds. Starting with clean white walls, gallery assistants measure each visitor's height using their name and date of their visit as a height mark on the gallery wall. Over the duration of the exhibition, the wall collects names and the artwork emerges. Each person is given individual attention, invited into the conversation, and they leave their mark in the space. The result speaks less about individuals and more about the catalytic power of collective action. Measuring the Universe deftly appraises both the individual and a connected humanity. This piece reminds us that we do not exist in isolation. We exist in relation to one another. People have sought out community even when physical gatherings were impossible. One example is Lockdown University, a free Zoom platform I initiated to educate my family and community. We created a virtual seminar of sorts. But more important than the amazing guest speakers and topics we covered is that we committed ourselves to embracing people and communities across the world, to bring voices and ideas into all our homes, to give us a sense of community and togetherness. However, we must acknowledge this pandemic has had disproportionate consequences for our most vulnerable communities. Addressing inequity, racism, access to healthcare, and environmental sustainability. What inspires me, what heartens me, is to see that this is happening. I see it in my work with Lockdown University, I see it with the Guggenheim, our family foundation, and on the world stage. We are not yet on the other side of the pandemic. We still don't know what that will look like. But I am hopeful, and I hope you are too, that we can build and will re-emerge, rebuild and heal together a better community, stronger and far more inclusive than ever before. To quote Nelson Mandela, hope is a powerful weapon and no one power on earth can deprive you of. I am honored to present the Kirsch Family Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of my family and myself. And the winner of the Kirsch Family Lifetime Achievement Award is Eric Ellerin.
I had the privilege of meeting Eric 40 years ago, always with a cigar in his hand.
He still goes to work in his tie. He sits at his desk with his lunchbox. He doesn't go out for lunches. And I think it's just his old world charm.
He really is what I regard as a mensch. And really, the menschkeit and kindness of Eric was demonstrated in the love, care, the affection and the devotion which he showed to Rona during the lengthy period of her illness. That really was the measure of a man for all occasions.
Eric started his business at the age of 16.
But I had a big problem. I had a total of £108 capital to start with. And I was able to get a store in Germiston. And I put in a bit of furniture, not much because nobody would give me credit. There were 14 other furniture shops in Germiston when I opened. But my prices were way below theirs. I wasn't charging interest, I wasn't doing anything. I was giving them such good service and such good prices that they were falling over themselves. And we did a lot of business. We got off to a flying start. And it snowballed and snowballed and snowballed. But by that time I needed help. And my brother Sid, who was 2 years younger than me, joined me. He came in firstly to help. The big thing happened in 1969. We decided to go public. We're going to be listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We issued the shares at R1.90 a share. And before I knew what was happening, the share was trading at R4.40. And it built up. It built up quickly. 1989. If you had 10,000 Rand, you could buy the shares. Within 5 years, those shares were worth 210,000. Between 1992, we opened up a new store every 11 and a half days throughout Southern Africa. We started in 1950, and by the year 2000, it was 50 years that we've been in the business, and we decided that it's enough. And you would have thought that after 50 years it would be sad to leave, but it wasn't. We were proud to leave because we knew that we left it in good hands.
There's many people who've done incredibly well in business in different facets, but for me, Eric's done it time and again from building businesses to acquiring and investing in businesses to developing properties to acquiring and selling properties. He's done it across multiple sectors. He's done it across multiple geographies. He's done it in the private environment, in the listed environment. So I think for me, what makes Eric really special is just the fact that he's an all-round quintessential businessman.
We used to be in the stock exchange, which we invested in very heavily, and which is our main business. Then we had a lot of property and very little in private equity. And we built that up. And in the end, we decided we had too much money in the stock exchange, too much money in the real estate, that we now go in for private equity.
Eric's success in business and family life is a tribute to who and what Eric is.
Eric is much more than just your regular old grandfather. He's really a mentor.
He's always educating people. He really does like to look after the next generation and instill the wisdom that he's learnt over the years.
I'm so happy now, the same as I was when I was convinced when I handed over Ellerin Holdings. I know that handing over Ellerin Brothers to my daughter, good hands.
I can honestly say that in the years that I've worked with him, I have done an MBA 50 times over.
She's my boss now because I've retired. I'm now the non-executive chairman. She's the CEO. So she gives me the hell that I used to give her. But it's worked out okay. I've learned to take it. And if I don't like it, I don't listen to her.
To be able to watch someone like Eric operate with such integrity and to achieve such success, I think it's a real shining light and an inspiration to everyone in business to really show them the way that one can achieve success and still maintain complete integrity.
My own experiences with Eric have just been magnificent, and him being gracious and magnanimous in his support for those, for the less privileged, for the aged, really remarkable support.
You know, we came from a poor background and we knew what it was like when you battled. We were never short of food. We were happy with only my mom, my dad, my brother and I. But it also taught us that you have to share in life. And once you've got more than what you need, it's pure greed if you want to continue just building up your stake or your money. It's not my philosophy. I'm 88 years old next week, and I've got maybe another couple of months and maybe a couple of years, so I'll toddle along and we'll see what happens. Baruch Hashem, thank you.
He's one of the most humble people you'll ever meet, especially one of the most humble, successful people you'll ever meet.
Eric has the most positive outlook on life, and he's constantly breaking out into song and dance.
More than just a businessman, Grampy is a leader. He's an icon.
Yeah, like he's literally dedicated his whole life. So if it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, that it goes to him because this is his life and this is what he's worked so hard to do.
This is a most well-deserved award.
We all appreciate you greatly, the friendship, your love of family, and just your beautifully happy disposition.
Grampy, we're extremely proud of you. You're a true inspiration.
From the family's perspective, you've already won the Lifetime Achievement Award many times over.
I'm very proud of you, proud of your achievements.
This award is completely suited to you as a lifetime achiever. So mazel tov and congratulations.
I'm humbled by the award. I know there are many, many deserving people that could have won it, and the fact that the Jewish report have singled me out is very much appreciated. It's given me an opportunity now to say what a wonderful job the Jewish report is doing. I'm a fan of the Jewish Reporter, and every Thursday morning, the first thing I do when it's delivered to my office, I open it up to see and to get more knowledge about the Jewish people. and they must be complimented. They have an amazing staff. They're able to raise funds, which I don't know how they do it, but they always do it. And on top of it, they also are very nice. The editor, as a matter of fact, is a cousin of my wife's. And she spent 2 hours with me about 2 weeks ago, and she asked me a million questions. I don't know what she's done about it, and I'm proud. I'd also like to thank my family. My wife, unfortunately, is no longer with me. She's been away now for 6 months. She's been dead. But my children, the support that they've given me and the way we do things together, I think is an example not only to my children and my grandchildren, but to people that we know. I have a lot of wonderful friends in Joburg and in South Africa and in Israel, and I'm sure that quite a few of them will be a little bit envious about my award, but only one fella can win it a year. Maybe they'll win it next year. And I'd like to say thank you ever so much. Thank you for allowing me to be here and to accept the award. And please enjoy the rest of the evening.
I've had the honor of meeting Eric Ellerine. Little known fact that he once told me he started his first business with his bar mitzvah money. And it made me realize that that is how Jewish men get a head start in life. All I got for my bat mitzvah were rollerblades and a hair crimping machine. Don't get me wrong, it was 1995 and I knocked Civi's Day out of the park that year, but still. I've heard some people are getting their bar mitzvah money in cryptocurrency now. I don't know much about crypto, no matter how many Jewish men keep trying to explain it to me. And I'd like to make a request now to the entire Jewish male community. Please, stop trying to explain it to us until we can use it for real stuff. You know, like buying avos at Woolies. Talk to us when you've got all that worked out. And now, to entertain us with what I think you'll find to be a very relatable song, please welcome the wonderful Shelley Meskin.
Keep spreading the news, the Jewish apart way, to stay or move away from here, SA or Israel. These golden goose shoes are longing to stray, but will they feel the heart of it, SA or Israel? You wanna wake up in a city called Tel Aviv, but hear your king of the hill, something's still cheap. These questions we have, the answers each week. To jab or not to jab, you ask, SA or Israel? If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere, but here you have your help, SA or Israel. SA
Thank you so much for that, Shelley. Shelley Meskin is one of those people who gives other women the false hope that we can all crop our hair short and leave it grey. I want to send out a reminder to you all. Only Shelley Meskin can pull that off. The rest of us are going to have to keep dyeing our roots. And now, to present the Community Service Award, please welcome Director of the Jewish Report, Benji Porter.
Community has always been enormously important to me. On the recent unveiling of my father's tombstone, it was written on it that his love for his family and the community had no measure. So from a very young age, I have been taught how beautiful and precious our community is. Even though our numbers are small, the sheer brilliance, diversity, and vibrancy of the community is legendary. And that's what makes the announcement of the Community Service Award such a profound honor for me. So without any further ado, the winner of the Community Service Award is Rabbi Yossi and Rebbetzin Rochel Goldman.
I know of no other rabbi or rebbetzin who have unselfishly thrown themselves into their communities.
Together with his wife Rachel, he has forged the way for all the other rabbis, the example that he has set for all of us.
A faithful soldier who has communicated a message of hope, a message of belief in our country, a message of faith in people.
Of course, he's a visionary, he's a dreamer and he dreams big. And what's amazing about the way in which Rabbi Goldman dreams is that he takes everyone along for the ride.
We came to South Africa in March 1976, a short 3 months before the Soweto uprising. We were sent by the Lubavitcher Rebbe of righteous memory, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, our teacher and mentor and guide.
The Rebbe described the world as a beautiful garden created by a master planner and asked us to partner. Our vision was to help bring more light into the world, more understanding, more depth. Together, we were a good team.
Because of the great success that they both had in propagating Judaism, their success attracted my attention and ultimately my admiration.
I personally have found the Rebbetzin to be an absolutely amazing person. With 11 children and a family to look after, she still had time for the community with a passion and dedication to working towards her goals of furthering education in the country and looking towards helping and empowering and uplifting women.
Rochel, from the moment I met you, your strong passion and love for Hashem totally exuded in all that you did. You always make the impossible seem possible.
Because we believe in people, and we believe that they just need to be touched and reached and the right chord.
What, however, was singularly unique about Rabbi Goldman was not only his captivating spirituality, but I appreciated his courteous and tolerant understanding of Jewish people and an unambiguous support for the State of Israel.
Rabbi Goldman particularly has been associated not just in the milestones, but in the ability to give incredible advice beyond the religious subject.
He was, well, a rabbi of the people, loved by his community, outstanding in every sense, a great orator, a great teacher. And of course, for the many years that he did it with aplomb. He did it with a tremendous sense of devotion.
He has trained, he has inspired, he has by example shown the way that the rabbinate can be relevant to the modern world. Rabbi Goldman is the consummate rabbinic leader.
We've had countless debates about everything from
religion and politics to the nature of relationships and psychology and how humans get along. He's someone who can be relied upon to tell you the truth, even if it's uncomfortable.
That's why even when I lost my wife, his simple vocabulary conveys so much power and message. He says to me, a long life sometimes is not good enough, but a good life is long enough.
Somebody once said, if you're alive, you have a job to do. And if you're not doing anything, then what is the purpose of life?
He's been a massive builder of our community, a leader in our community, and on every dimension.
It gives me so much joy to congratulate and to say mazel tov to you, my dear friend Rabbi Goldman, for all that you have achieved and accomplished together with Rachel and the Goldman family in South Africa and beyond.
My greatest accomplishment was having my 11 children. It's my greatest gift to the world because each of them are leaders, each of them are giving to the world.
We're very proud that our children are following in our footsteps and leading communities and involved in Jewish education in so many ways, wherever they are.
Congratulations to both of you on achieving this well-deserved award.
And I congratulate you, not for what you have achieved. That's the congratulations tonight. But I congratulate you for what I know is yet to come and how you lead it.
Every rabbi has only one sermon, the way he lives his life. And if our personal lives and our family lives are consistent with our faith and our sacred values, then and only then can we really have a genuine, meaningful influence to inspire others. And it's my prayer that they have been that until now, and they will always continue to be so. Thank you, Howie, the fantastic team at South African Jewish Report, the judges, the sponsors, for this very, very special honor. Strangely, while it's great for my ego, the truth is it's very humbling. And it really emphasizes how when you're in my business, you're not just a private person, you're a community person. You are here indeed to serve the community. I've always said that the rabbinate could never be a career. It must be a calling. If you see it as a career rather than a calling, you're going to be doomed to disappointment and disillusionment, what they call in Zulu, fadrus. And I take an example from my saintly teacher, the Rebbe, who was once honored with a congressional medal from the United States government, and he said he accepts this not for himself, but in honor of the movement which he represents. And so we take this not for us personally, but for what we represent. And the Rebbe taught us to have total commitment, and more than any subject, he spoke about education, and that's very, very dear to our hearts. A spiritual leader, a rabbi is a spiritual leader, guiding, mentoring, comforting, celebrating not only milestones of life, but sharing the Jewish way of life. And it's deeply gratifying to know that we have been blessed to enrich countless lives, whether through sermons or writing or counseling or hosting people for Shabbos and Yom Tov meals at our home, where the children played a very important role in inspiring our visitors to live more meaningful Jewish lives. I thank Rachel and our children and grandchildren. It's a package deal. She gets the credit for raising our kids, who we're so proud of. In the early days at Sydenham Shul in particular, I was very much an absentee dad, all too often. Today we're very proud that our children have chosen to give service themselves to other communities, Johannesburg, Cape Town, and around the world. And if that is how we both serve the community, then we are deeply honored and humbled to accept this award. I haven't retired. There's still lots of work to be done. We may be transitioning at Sydenham Shul, but we're still around and here to stay. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Wow, what an honor. Thank you, Howard, and the South African Jewish Report team for giving us this moment to take a step back today and to reflect on what it means to accept the Community Service Award for our contributions to this exceptional community. Today, with the gift of hindsight over the last 45 years, it's a moment to ask, who are we? What kind of contribution did we try to make? Is it as a mother of 11 children who today have each established themselves as trend-setting change makers and leaders across the globe? Is it my contribution as a Rebbitzin at the helm of a legendary synagogue community with hundreds of families whose lives we've enriched? Or is it the founding or chairperson of an organization that has made and continues to make a positive impact on the lives of thousands of women, educators, and everyday South Africans from across the spectrum of our rainbow nation? Well, besides being an investor in family, community, and future development, perhaps the one description that might sum me up the best is one of South Africans' classic occupations. I'm a gardener. Yes, a gardener. You see, a look at the headlines we've been reading since we arrived as the Rebbe's ambassadors to South Africa in March '76, whether it was crime, poverty, corruption, and load shedding, or ignorance, apathy, and immigration, give some people cause to say that we are living in an African jungle. But nothing could be further from the truth. We are living in Hashem's beautiful African garden, and our life's calling over these 4.5 decades has been to discover the delicious fruit and help others in noticing the abundant gifts that are just waiting for the picking in every corner of South Africa, and in particular in our community. Because the blessings that the Rebbe gave, that Mashiach is coming very soon, the Messiah, and it will be good in South Africa until he comes, and even better thereafter, it wasn't just words of spiritual encouragement, divine promise. It was our marching orders. It's why we have devoted our lives to the pruning of negative energy and the toxic surfaces when promoting a positive South Africa. It's why we invest so much effort in the nurturing of fertile communal soil by highlighting and advancing the role and influence of women in our Jewish community and the broader society. It is what guides us when planting sacred seeds through our work with education at all levels. And most importantly, it frames our approach to be there and celebrate the blossoming of all growth in this magnificent garden. We are here to stay. So we accept this award with a hope and aspiration that you will all be inspired to join us in revealing how beautiful the glorious garden of South Africa already is, and how much better it will be thereafter. Thank you.
עטרת בעלה, גם ברינה ובצהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם ברינה ובצהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה. שלום עטרת בעלה, גם ברינה ובצהולה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, לך דודי פני שבת נקבלה, חדודי לקראת כלה, בואי כלה, בואי materet bala גם ברינה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי ושלום materet bala גם ברינה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה Shalom materet bala Kan merina uvtsahola Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabla Lecha dodi likrat kala Lecha dodi Shabbat nekabla chadotini krat kala bohi kala bohi kala bohi b'shalom materet bala בשמחה ובצהולה חת אותי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה אחד אותי לקראת קלה אחד אותי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחדותי לקראת קלה בואי קלה בואי קלה
I'm so happy to announce that there is an additional winner of the Community Service Award. In a year that has been so challenging to provide dignity in death and to provide support and comfort at the most trying times, we are thrilled to announce, as an additional winner in the Community Service Award, the various Jewish burial societies around South Africa.
We've lived through the most difficult and challenging period in modern history. But sadly, we've suffered tremendous loss also. The excess death rate in South Africa is really one of the largest in the world. In Johannesburg alone, we have experienced nearly a 40% increase in deaths over the past 18 months. But these are not just numbers. These are people. Tonight, we commemorate their loss. We remember one person from each city as we pay tribute to them and their loved ones on behalf of all of those that have passed over the past 18 months.
Victor Gordon was a key figure and leader in the Pretoria Jewish community for many decades. A long-standing member, chairman and vice chairman of the Pretoria Council, South African Jewish Board of Deputies, he held many leadership roles in various organizations. He was an active member of the Zionist Federation media team for 14 years, and his overboard editorial in the Pretoria Jewish Chronicle was a regular, eagerly awaited read for over 16 years. It was his passion, however, for the arts that reflected his soul. Music, painting, and writing were the gifts which he cultivated from the age of 13. His plays have been performed internationally to high acclaim, both on television and in theatre. This remarkable man, a true friend and colleague, will live on through his art and writing.
The late Perry Feldman was a true saint. Those of us privileged to have known Perry as a dear friend and amazing person, and who worked with him and his wife Veronica as they drove one of South Africa's greatest causes, are still in shock and mourning. When Perry and Veronica realized the significance and enormity of what we later on called Kayalam, which is my home, they dedicated their lives to it. He helped thousands of fellow South Africans to get title deeds to their homes. Perry was larger than life, one of a kind and irreplaceable. As a Jewish Free State farmer, he epitomized een boer maak 'n plan. Fluent in Afrikaans and integrated with the farming community, he had also been an anti-apartheid activist. This unpretentious and stalwart man was an unsung hero and will be very deeply missed. Rest in peace, my friend.
How does one quantify the contribution that people make in the world? It's like trying to find a scale to measure beauty, joy, sadness, or wisdom. These qualities are incalculable and immeasurable. We can only know them by witnessing it, experiencing it, and observing the outcome of its presence. And so it is with the late Zoe Cohen of blessed memory. Her devotion to her chosen field in the area of adoption remains legendary. She had an uncanny instinct and wisdom about the people she engaged with, which impelled her to search for a meaningful fit, if you will, between parent and child. She was a leader in her field, both locally and nationally. She did this both through the Chev as well as privately. She was a fierce advocate for justice in service of the well-being of children. She took on judges representing those with no voice. Her being in the world simply made it a better place, and the hundreds of families and children who benefited from her devotion are testament to a life filled with purpose and meaning. Thank you.
Leo Borman passed away in February this year in East London, just short of his 100th birthday. Leo grew up on the dusty streets of Grahamstown and was born first of 7 siblings, whom he continued to look after, love and care for throughout his life. He was fluent in both English and Xhosa and loved to stop and chat to people. Leo graduated from Rhodes with a chemical engineering degree, which eventually led him into the car manufacturing game. His mark of fame is that Leo took the plant into an exclusive deal to produce the prestigious Mercedes-Benz in South Africa and was appointed as CEO. He also played an important role by beginning to use business to support racial integration and the development of disadvantaged South Africans. His loyalty to his friends, allied with his boundless energy and willingness to share in his wisdom and advice, will be sorely missed.
Thank you to the Chevra for honouring my dad, Alan Ben, of blessed memory. My father arrived in South Africa in 1948 after the war, and South Africa was his paradise. My father finished his articles in South Africa as a CA and joined up with Gerald Hackner as his partner. The company became known as Hackner Ben, which was an accountancy practice that later developed into a property business. As long as I can remember, my dad was committed to the community and volunteered his services in all aspects. He had the honor of receiving the Lifetime Vice President of the Community Award and was very instrumental in setting up one of the leading charitable trusts in the KZN area. This was his greatest passion in the later years of his life. He loved every minute of it. His Judaism, family, community, and charitable work were the leading pillars of his life.
Elliot Wolff was associated with King David Schools for over 50 years. He started as a teacher, then a deputy headmaster, legendary headmaster, and finally as a director of the King David Schools Foundation. He epitomized what it was to be a mensch. He dedicated his life to Jewish education. He was a proud Jew and an ardent supporter of the State of Israel. His life's mission was to transfer our rich Jewish heritage and Jewish values to the next generation, L'Dor Vador. We shared an extraordinary relationship, a passion for King David's schools, and the desire to give every Jewish child the benefits of a King David education, irrespective of their parents' financial ability, and try to bring out the very best in every pupil, because he cared. He really cared.
First met Sam over 30 years ago when Investec acquired our Cooper & Sons, of which Sam was a partner. Sam joined Investec full-time post that acquisition and very quickly rose to one of the senior executives of Investec. Sam was a real expert in property, but you could go to him on any matter and he could give you sound advice. On Sam's passing, which was a shock to all of us, his family put a WhatsApp group together and people posted comments. One read the comments that celebrated Sam's life and the contribution that he made to so many people, all walks of life, all over the world. One really gets to understand the kind of person that Sam Hacknell was. All of those who were close to Sam miss him dearly and are thankful that they were able to know him for many, many years. Thank you, Sam.
My dear friend Paul Salkis was just an exceptional human being. He was Dean of UCT's Graduate School of Business. He worked in industry. He was a consultant, a mediator. He supported the growth of private and public sector organizations. He was a culture foodie. He had a keen appreciation for the visual arts, music and the live arts, and served on the board of the symphony orchestra. He was a community man who shared his time and expertise so willingly. He was always there for us whenever we needed him. He enjoyed everything that made life beautiful, and he made our lives beautiful. We shall miss Paul, one of the stalwarts of our community. We shall miss him for who he was. We shall miss him as a friend. We will miss him certainly as a father, a brother, an unbelievably committed husband to his wonderful wife Aviva, and to all those who know him.
The past 18 months have been extremely difficult, and we have seen heroes in every corner of this community. The silent heroes are those that work with the deceased, those that are there to assist the families at their most difficult time, with kindness, with compassion, with care, and always with love and professionality. They quietly go about their work, but we recognize every single one of them. The funeral directors, the admin staff, the ground staff, the mitaskim, the volunteers, those that have been busy with tahara, the gabbais at the cemetery, every single one of them have gone over and above the call of duty.
Next up is the Man-Made Art, Sport, Science and Culture Award.
Team Binta Bamatota Shelele.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Breach HQ.
the warmest welcome to the MTN GLG.
Welcome to the 31st Miracle Drive.
For the second day of the Africa Coalition Symposium.
Welcome to the 5th Singularity U South Africa Summit.
For another year of exponential learning and connecting.
I'd like to extend my warm welcome.
Mzansi Quest is a virtual adventure through some of South Africa's most iconic locations.
Man-Made is a new sponsor of this award, and here to present it are joint CEOs of Man-Made, Mick and Shane Mann. These are two Jewish guys who can see the future. If you talk to them, you'll hear words like blockchain, disruption, innovation, exponential, machine learning, big data, singularity. And by the time they finish telling you about it, it will actually be the future. Ladies and gentlemen, two of the best people I know. You know them, you love them. Sometime in the early 2000s, you probably dated one of them, Mick and Shane Mann.
Thanks, Gilly. But you forgot the original CEO, the Chief Entertainment Officer. Cub, come up here.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Mick, for remembering me. I'm normally only behind the scenes, but what an honor and privilege to be here for this amazing special award.
We're so proud to be standing here as partners of the Jewish Achiever Awards, as the new sponsors of the Man-Made Art, Sport, Science and Culture Award. And this year, the winner is...
Let's see who the winner is. The winner of the Man-Made Art, Sport, Science and Culture Award. This is actually quite a special one because I was named after this legend. My name is Mick Manfred Mann, and the winner is Manfred Mann.
In my private life, everything I do is Manfred Lubowitz. I never, ever used the name Manfred Mann.
People ask me what Manfred Mann's like. Manfred Mann is exactly like Manfred Mann. There is no one else in the world that is like him.
I left Johannesburg at Park Station and took a train to Cape Town. The cheapest way to go was by boat. And it took 3 weeks. So it was very inefficient, you might say, because it took so long. But it was also very good because you disconnected very slowly from your home country. You had time to adjust. I'd never been out of South Africa at all. The main feeling was, my God, I really am an ant in an ante. You know, you were pretty insignificant anyway as a kid. And I was 20 years old, and now you really are insignificant. Once again. Big dreams and stuff, it's just stupid. The idea that one would become, get into pop music at all, become a pop star was inconceivably. The only person who thought I might do something was my sister. We formed a rhythm and blues group and started playing in blues clubs. And then one day somebody asked us to do... So we wrote the theme tune, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which was, you know, was number 4 in the English chart. So it was a really big hit. And after that, we thought, gee, this is okay, so we'll do it again. We'll write another song. Cutesy thing from Shakespeare, hubble, bubble, toil and trouble, chugga, 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 harmonica. And that completely failed. If you're a doctor, you make it. You're a doctor, you know. If you're you're a lawyer, you've made it. But you're in pop music. Now suddenly you made it, but for 3 months, and now you're nobody again. One thing that I want to say. You know, we're competing against the Beatles, for Christ's sake. You know, the Beatles are starting out, and you think, how do you, in this world of people as good as that, manage to get a foot in the door? Never mind get through the door and be successful. How do you just stay on the playing field? I drove to a house and dropped a the key thing was that I knew what we couldn't do. And I just decided the only way to do it is not to write our own songs, is to try and find songs that other people had written that weren't well known and that we could do something with.
There are very few people that have achieved what Manfred has achieved.
There she was, just walking down the street singing.
How did this happen?
Tapping her fingers and shuffling her feet singing.
We were recording in Abbey Road, which where the Beatles did all their records actually, Abbey Road Studio 2. So you go in and we'd do what did it wasn't a clever arrangement, we just played it. And you go home, you just go home and have breakfast, go to the toilet, life carries on normally. And one of the reasons I carry on recording to this day is that I know that it's possible to sit in a room on your own, make a record, and that the whole world sings it eventually. I know that's possible.
He wouldn't cut corners. He just kept going and kept going till he got this gut feeling that it was okay.
There's an indefinable element. Forget experience, it's a limiting factor. The more you know, the less you know, because you just learned how to do it how you did it before. You have to be open, and I follow instincts. Great artists don't have to think. They just have it. For me, I'm schmurgling on the end of trying to find my way through this world. I have to think, I have to work at it, but I work at it through instinct.
He just loved making music. That's just what he did. Remained true to himself and does to this day.
I'm from South Africa. I came to England about 5 years ago, and I've been there ever since.
There are very few people that have achieved what Manfred has achieved. The number of internationally successful records that's been released over the years, and the extent to which the name Manfred Mann appears.
He's quite an astonishing chap.
I'm at the best in the world, in the whole planet, Johannesburg, Britain, Sweden, everywhere, in a particular kind of triathlon, not a triathlon, a diathlon, right? Two things. If you took, I am the best keyboard player in the world who can bark like a dog.
He is unique as an artist, unique as a man, and interesting.
How the hell do you do an acceptance speech? So I looked up on Google how to do an acceptance speech. The first requirement seemed to be that you had to be humble. But then I remember there's something that Golda Meir, Israeli Prime Minister, said to Henry Kissinger in the 70s. She said, Henry, don't be so humble. You're not that great. So that you can't be too humble, because that means you're like thinking you're really important if you're really humble. But the truth is, I'm not, I'd win an award. I'm not feeling humble. I'm feeling pretty important now. I've won an award. I'm not sure what I deserve the award, whether I don't deserve the award, or whether the award will get me a discount on the cheese in the supermarket. But I'm feeling pretty important. And the thing that's nice, I think, is that I got the award from my home country, which I'm not connected with on a day-to-day basis, and from my own regional tribe.
People are worried about the economy, and fair enough. I don't know if you saw, but this week the price of car guards went up. Guys, the price of car guards rising is a real thing, okay? We started at 2 Rand. Where are we now? But nobody knows what the price is. 10 Rand, 5 Rand. The 5 Rand is starting to feel a little light, you know, starting to feel like you need to hand a cigarette with that 5 Rand as well. And there's a reason we don't know what the price of a car guard is. It's because there's no car guard index. When you're listening to the news, you don't hear gold is trading at $1,500 to the fine ounce, your Brent crude oil is at $87 to the barrel, and your car guard is trading at however guilty you're feeling tonight. I was in Europe 2 months ago where people weren't really worried about the economy. I was walking around Zurich, fancy city, in fancy Switzerland. And when I was walking around, I noticed something. I noticed that I hadn't seen any poor people. And I thought, this can't be. Surely there must be some poor people somewhere in Zurich. So I kept an eye out. And then I went to get a coffee at a fancy coffee shop, and I looked up at the price list of the coffees. And when I saw the prices, I thought, you know what? Maybe I don't need a coffee. And that's when I realized it was me. I am Switzerland's poor people. I left immediately. When I was traveling recently, my friends and family took such good care of me. It didn't matter where it was, Tel Aviv, Berlin, Amsterdam, London. In every single city, my friends would take me out for meals. And every time I would reach for my wallet to pay, they would say, stop, don't use your rands. And I was very relieved that they were as panicked about it as I was. Taking rands to Europe is like when you've bought what you think is a really big bag of spinach, and then you take it home to cook it. And when it's cooked, what's left is the kind of meal you can afford with a rand in Europe. A lot of people did incredible things with their businesses these last 2 years. Many people pivoted and found even more success than they'd ever had. But some people did not. That's right. Not everyone could turn their bathroom fixture business into an alcohol delivery service, okay? Not everybody could figure out how to take their plastic surgery practice online and do nose jobs from home. So this is a shout out to all those people who could not pivot. I want you to know that the only pivot I recognize is this one. That's right, the netball pivot. To all those people who just got stuck in the mud, I understand. Those of you who have just had to hang on tight and hope for the best, I see you. So please, join us next week where we honor all those who could not pivot at the 2021 Jewish Underachiever Awards. We are still looking for a sponsor. Next up is the Humanitarian Award in honor of Chief Rabbi Cyril Harris. To present it, please welcome Director of the Jewish Report, Sean Mattison.
It is my tremendous honor and privilege to present this award on behalf of the board of the Jewish Report. I'm here to present the Humanitarian Award in honor of the late Rabbi Cyril Harris. This award is given to either a Jewish or a non-Jewish recipient for that recipient who has made a substantial contribution to the betterment of the South African community. This award really does define hope. But more specifically, it really is the Jewish idea of active hope, of going out to do something to make a difference. And so, as we have received a tremendous number of inspiring nominations, we have to pick one award winner. And so tonight's award, in honor of the late Rabbi Cyril Harris, and he would be tremendously proud to present tonight's award to Glenn Wallman and the Angel Network.
We've only been beneficiaries of theirs for 18 months, but it literally feels like they have totally transformed our organization.
Glenn and the team, they are very shining light. They are true angels here in South Africa, and we pray that they reach other countries.
So the Angel Network began because of the need by so many who have so little. And initially we started as a non-profit that did the nice to do things like Easter eggs and school shoes and blankets. But we soon found that we were able to do other things like assist with education and upskilling and training and job creation. Unfortunately, COVID changed all that and it became all about handouts to prevent millions from dying of starvation. Everything was urgent. We had to feed people. We had to help people to stay warm. People were being unemployed, so there were many more people that needed assistance. And we were suddenly working 16, 17-hour days and having to deal with crisis management. We are so grateful that we had started 5 years before COVID hit because we had learned to do things. And we'd also built up the most incredible network of people who trusted us and believed in us. Big organizations, incredible donors. One donor pledged over 20 million rand through the South African Jewish Board of Deputies, and it was to go only to food relief.
Towards the beginning of the pandemic, we saw the terrible suffering around us as a result of the lockdown. And we looked to find the person and the organization that could help us get the food to the beneficiaries quickly, directly, and responsibly. And that was when we connected with the Angel Network and the phenomenal Glyn Wallman.
We didn't see the heavy load of COVID-19 because of Glyn Wallman and the team. They were very amazing supporting our communities. Many people lost their jobs, and the Angel Network helped us a lot to manage to help our people and give them hope.
Glyn is what we call a social disruptor. She has changed the way that charity and she has changed the way that poverty alleviation has taken place.
Glyn exhibits a rare resilience and a determination. She just doesn't give up. For her, there's no such thing as no. It's just the beginning of another conversation.
Her passion for helping others, her zeal, her determination, that personal conviction to say people cannot starve whilst we have, the necessary resources to help them.
Jews the world over learn from an early age about Gemilut Chasidim and Tikkun Olam. And the Talmud teaches, whoever saves a life is considered to have saved the world.
Through the Angel Network, through Glyn's, generosity, we've been able to touch a lot of lives. The Angel Network through Glyn has actually donated, equipment, food parcels, shoes and that up to the value of around 2 million or so. The Angel Network and Glyn specifically, they've been angels in our lives and we really much, stand in because of them. And we appreciate the help that they've been giving us.
We have been able to do so much work in the township of Alexandra. Before, we'd only been able to work with a few waste pickers here and there, but after connecting with Glyn, we're able to feed them regularly now. We're able to clothe them. We're able to actually run a sustainable program with our beneficiaries.
I think Glyn herself is amazed at the reach and the difference that she has made in so many lives through the development of her Angel Network.
Glyn's belief in others and her ability to help them believe in themselves is a defining characteristic of hers, which has contributed to making the Angel Network the success that it is today.
Since I met her, we managed to start almost 30 organizations. That is our true mother. Halala to Glyn Women, halala.
She is a consummate human being and a real mensch, and it's just fitting that she has won the Cyril Harris Humanitarian Award that makes a difference to the lives of many people.
True heroes. It is truly an honor to receive an award of this magnitude, and to say that I am humbled is really an understatement. My heartfelt thanks to the Jewish Report and the judges. While I am enormously grateful, I have certainly not done this on my own. I accept it on behalf of a phenomenal team that I am fiercely proud of and privileged to work with. Haley Glasser and Lindy Katzoff, who've been here since day one, Melanie Levy, Tanya Altschuler, Rachel Kinloch, Terry Marks, Dahlia Katz, and Janine Nates, as well as our overseas teams. Thank you feels so inadequate for all that you do. A massive thank you goes to Wendy Kahn and the South African Jewish Board of Deputies for appointing the Angel Network as the custodian of over 20 million rand for food relief from an anonymous donor. This was really a game changer. Our community has, from the start, been unbelievably supportive and given us a lifeline to do what we do. There is no doubt that we are part of what often feels like a very large family in our country generally and Johannesburg specifically. Jews the world over learn from an early age about Gemilut Hasidim and Tikkun Olam, acts of kindness to repair the world, concepts which are ingrained in us at school and at home. We are encouraged to be a light unto the nations, and as the Talmud teaches, whoever saves a life is considered to have saved the world. We are privileged to do the work that we do. As South African Jews, we learn about Ubuntu. I am because you are. And this country has given us so many opportunities to make a difference. Starting the Angel Network wasn't difficult. It's far easier than you would imagine. In fact, anyone can do it. Thank you to every donor, every member, every organization, every can and every volunteer for believing in us and the work that we do. It is humbling. We are undoubtedly better together when we connect kindness. You are not just donors, members, organizations, cans, and volunteers. You are the Angel Network. Tony and Jonathan Burren, thank you for inspiring me to start the Angel Network. I'd like to thank my precious family for their love and support, and especially to my husband for making it all possible. I dedicate this award to the countless community leaders we work with, who are on the ground and give of their all with no thought of reward. They teach us daily about generosity of spirit. They are the true heroes.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, and the cloudless day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful the colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also all the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking
That was beautiful. Thank you, Ryan. For 18 years and counting, Absa has been the title sponsor of the Jewish Achiever Awards. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce Bongiwe Gangeni, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Absa Retail and Business Banking.
Can I make payments wherever I go? With more digital ways to pay from Absa, I can. I can pay contactless for that. I can get this cardless. I can get it all cashless. #Absa Summer of I Can.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to this prestigious occasion. As Absa Retail and Business Bank, we are proud to be associated with the Jewish Achiever Awards for the 18th consecutive year. With the end of 2021 in sight, one cannot help but look back and reflect on the many challenges our country and economy have had to overcome. An ever-changing environment, the social and financial impact of COVID-19, and more recently, civil unrest in parts of South Africa are just a few things that come to mind. Yet, upon reflection, it is the resilience and dedication of our colleagues, customers, and communities that emerge as the standout themes of the past year. Successfully traversing an uncertain environment and building long-term relationships with our customers while solving for their ever-changing needs have required empathy, agility, and creativity. Yet, we've also had to learn to become comfortable with the discomfort of constant change, whilst challenging ourselves to craft truly innovative solutions. Although the work continues, we are proud of the manner in which we have supported all our stakeholders, whilst keeping hopes and dreams of a better tomorrow alive. Some may argue that hope is not a strategy, and while this is true, it is hope that drives us to roll up our sleeves and create the future we strive for. In this context, hope is not a mindset, but a conscious decision to rise to the occasion. It is the catalyst that generates action and enables achievement of the seemingly impossible. The golden thread that connects all the nominees and winners of the Jewish Achiever Awards this year is their efforts to become part of the solution and paint masterpieces of hope through contributions in their respective fields. On behalf of Absa, I'd like to congratulate all the nominees and winners. Thank you for your contribution. Please enjoy the evening with us.
Our next award is the Absa Professional Excellence from COVID to Hope Award. Let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Pay wherever you do life. How? Download the Absa banking app. Go to your mobile digital wallet, add your Absa debit or credit card, scan to make payments with your smart device. #Absa Summer of I Can.
I'm Howard Feldman, and this is Dr. Anton Marburg, and we have got together every Sunday since March of last year to produce the Synthesis Sunday podcast. What we've done is answered questions that everybody has around COVID-19.
And we've taken this and we've tried to incorporate it together into this podcast in order to help people on a journey where there's less fear, there's less trepidation, and there's sometimes even an air of comedy, hence the grumpy old man on my right-hand side.
There was a lot of noise, there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of insecurity around COVID-19 information, and we thought that the best way to do it was to do this consistently every week and try and provide accurate information in a pleasant environment. It almost saved our lives as much as everybody else.
My name is Lisa Hayden, and I've been working with my father, Jonathan Hayden, for more than 17 years as an independent certified financial planner. We have been operating as the financial services provider named Jonathan Hayden CC. We are a small business, and we both provide financial services to medical doctors and other professionals across South Africa. I've been teaching voluntary financial literacy to health science students and newly professional graduates nationally, even more online during COVID, reaching more people than ever before. I've become part of a university life skills program to give support to newly graduate professionals who need to acquire some financial knowledge and skills.
My name is Melinda Suchard. I head the Centre for Vaccines and Immunology at the National Institute for Communicable Diseases in Johannesburg. I manage a team of approximately 35 staff members, including scientists, pathologists, technologists, and technicians. We do surveillance for vaccine-preventable diseases, including measles, polio, hepatitis, and some others. We do immunological research on TB and HIV, and through collaborations with the University of the Witwatersrand, I've also been involved in setting up a master's course in vaccinology, which enrolled students in 2019, the year before COVID.
I'm Lucille Bloomberg. I'm a microbiologist who work at the National Institute for Communicable Diseases. During COVID, I think my most important work was initiating the DATCOV program, which is the hospital program for measuring the impact of COVID in hospitalized patients, looking for comorbidities and reasons why they have more severe disease. And then with the WHO in looking at reviewing the international health regulations and how they performed during COVID. It's never about self, it's always about the team.
My name is Jack Bloom. I've always seen myself as an activist politician fighting corruption, inefficiency, and injustice. In the beginning, I fought apartheid, and this year I mark 30 years as an elected politician. The issues are different, but I still try to be a voice for forgotten people. I pushed for antiretrovirals for HIV-positive pregnant women when the president was against it. I pushed for a boycott of the e-tolls in Gauteng. My motto when I slept for 30 nights in a shack was, "Go experience for yourself." This is why I got 4,000 solar lights donated to light up their lives. I expose the deaths of mental patients in the Life Esidimeni tragedy, and I try to assist sick people in our public hospitals. This is especially challenging during the COVID epidemic, but as Helen Suzman used to say, do what you can, where you are, with what you have.
I'm Graham Castle. I'm a cardiologist working at Bill Park Hospital in Johannesburg. I started this hospital, in fact, in 1979, and I've been very proud to be associated with it for more than 4 decades. We run a very active heart transplant program, which I've headed for more than 20 years. It's really, excuse the pun, it's really gets to the heart of things, and it's really a wonderful part of the work that we do. The last year has been particularly difficult with the pandemic, in that there have not been beds for non-COVID patients, but we've muddled our way through. We've offered patient care, and I think we've come through the pandemic really well.
Here to present the Absa Professional Excellence from COVID to Hope Award, please welcome Ronnie Mbatsane, Managing Executive, Regional Coverage, Absa Retail and Business Banking, Gauteng and Limpopo.
Congratulations to all our nominees for this category. I'm here to announce the winner for this category, the Absa Professional Excellence Award. And the winner is Professor Lucille Bloomberg.
Her expertise in epidemiology speaks for itself. She is a brilliant epidemiologist who's able to sniff out problems and get very involved in actually understanding outbreaks, disease outbreaks, be that cholera, typhoid, malaria. She gets involved. She is extremely distinguished internationally.
She brings together an amazing ability to amalgamate clinical expertise, the laboratory side of the work that we do, and most importantly, the public health significance of infectious disease.
She's extremely passionate about everything she does and will stop at nothing to make sure that things happen as they should.
Lucille is tireless. She is the go-to person in South Africa. If you have a problem, an infection, she's my go-to person.
She really has a unique ability to promote others ahead of herself.
She brings people alongside her when she starts projects and when she has ideas. She gets people to walk beside her on those journeys.
I started my medical career in clinical medicine, working first in pediatrics and then in the adrenaline-filled world of intensive care unit, and then discovered the magical world of microbes. Very exciting, always different, as you know, always something new. And I was very fortunate to be mentored by some legends in the field. Professor James Gear, Professor Bob Swanepoel, who introduced me to the concept of One Health, working across disciplines, animal and human health. And then the very humble Dr. Benny Miller at what was then Richmond Tropical Diseases Hospital. And that really was a life changer for me in moving into infectious diseases and then outbreaks and bring it all together in public health.
Her achievements would really take a very long time to list, but she's really been instrumental and in the very forefront of South Africa's responses to the outbreaks and epidemics, not just in country, but in the region and internationally over the last decades. Lucille has a huge amount of work done with the World Health Organization and other international bodies on globally important outbreaks and epidemics. She's a guru on mass gatherings. She's known for her work in travel medicine. And really, she's just an absolute delight to work with.
Now, Lucille has devoted her life to protecting people from infectious diseases. As the Deputy Director of the NID, she established excellent systems for national surveillance and early detection and response to outbreaks. And these have proved critical for dealing with various outbreaks from SARS to Listeria to COVID. But she has a broad interest in infectious diseases of public health importance in Africa. I often call her the one-woman emergency operating center. She's a force of nature and a can-do person. Just the sort of person you need in an emergency.
Well, I've been working in outbreaks for almost 20 years. Never really come across anything like SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. It's changed all our worlds, and it's required a tremendous effort, huge resilience, extra resources, an enemy that we don't completely understand, but we've learned so much about because of science and scientists over the last almost 19 months. It's really changed the way we view things and how we respond. I think it's put vaccines on a new trajectory. It's brought many different players together to try and predict the next big one. I think microbes are always a little ahead of most of us.
Lucille has worked tirelessly with virtually no rest for the last 18 months, giving advice to clinicians looking after patients either in the wards or in the ICUs.
During the COVID outbreak is really where she has shone most recently, because she realized very right at the beginning that we as a country didn't have a hospital surveillance system. And so she very quickly mobilized, spoke to the right people to make sure that this happened. She even recruited volunteers who were inspired by her vision and her call for action to help her set up what is now called the DATCOV hospital surveillance system. And this program collects comprehensive real-time data on the morbidity and mortality, including demographic, clinical, and treatment information. And this is shared through daily and weekly reports. So this was originally just intended as a surveillance program, but has very quickly become the most important source of information, and it's guiding the national response.
And Lucille embodies everything that I think we should be aspiring to, particularly as Jewish people. She's incredibly humble about her work. She is known internationally as a giant in her field. She may be small in stature, but her international reputation as an epidemiologist precedes her. She is on major international panels. She is seen as the go-to person when there is a disease outbreak that needs to be investigated, be it rabies, malaria, and most recently in COVID.
Her calls to her cell phone through the night for help from doctors and nurses that desperately seek support psychologically or medically never end. And in the early parts of the pandemic, she endured 3 flights to Geneva in Switzerland to the WHO in the space of less than 21 days. So her endurance and ability to go through hard times is indescribable.
She's also very good at bringing people together and inspiring others. And she thinks large, beyond just the detail of an outbreak or of an infectious disease. Firstly, I of course want to say congratulations to my teacher, mentor, and very special friend. And I think there couldn't be a more deserving recipient of this award.
Lucille, congratulations on this magnificent award and the excellence you bring to the field. May it continue for many, many years.
As a nation, we can be proud of our Professor Lucille Bloomberg, a humble, caring doctor who has and continues to contribute enormously to the welfare of humankind.
Thank you for this wonderful award. I'm quite overwhelmed and very humbled. Public health is never about one individual. It's always about a team and making the difference to community lives. This award recognizes and affirms everything that has been done. Thank you to the Jewish Report for lightening our days during COVID. The dark days, dreams were shattered and lives lost. Your webinars were a way of bringing community together, inspiring us, allowing us to travel and eat delicious food from the safety of our armchairs. Thank you to my wonderful team who've been involved with the primary activity during COVID, which was to establish a system to monitor hospitalized patients. The DATCOP system started with a vision. It brought together people from far and wide, supported by people like Johnny Bloomberg, who put us back on track when things were kind of running away. And I think it really has achieved its aim of helping us to understand and respond to this COVID-19. I started my career in outbreaks with SARS-CoV-1, and then worked on many outbreaks over the following 20 years at the National Institute for Communicable Diseases under mainly the directorship of Professor Barry Shube. Little did we know that SARS-CoV-2 would arrive and change our lives. I want to recognize the wonderful nominees and especially the healthcare workers who've shown great courage, worked long hours and saved many lives on the front line. They are the true heroes. We will get through this. We will continue to show great resilience, come together as a community. It's vaccines that will open up our world again and allow us to travel, to dream again. And that is the way to go. I want to recognize and say thank you to my wonderful family, and especially send a special gurus and love to my 91-year-old beautiful mother, who has taught us all the important things in life. Mwah.
Could offer you a my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, and I'd go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Wow, thank you, Melissa Kravitz, for that beautiful rendition of Adele's song. Adele's just released a new album, and that's always very helpful if you need to find out if you really have recovered from that recent breakup. The next award is the Absa Business Leadership from COVID to Hope Award, and here are the nominees.
Can I have peace of mind when I transact online? With added world-class digital security features, I can. I can get a free digital fraud warranty when I transact online. Hashtag Absa Summer of I Can.
I'm Alan Hirsch, founder and Chief Operating Officer of Hirsch Appliance Company. The company I started 42 years ago, fixing stoves, fridges, washing machines, etc. And over the years, we built up a company that specializes in premium products. We sell the top-end brands, electrical appliances, furniture, household equipment, but we've never forgotten our roots. Service is still the backbone of this company. We have our own technicians. We look after our customers. We want to make sure when they leave Hirsch's, they leave happy. We go out of our way to have happy returning customers.
Our philosophy has always been that business for purposes of profit can be a very effective driver of community development. Over the years, we've had several what we call adopter projects, starting with Adopter Light, putting up street lights in impoverished areas, onto other programs like Wastepreneurs, the Soweto Canoe and Recreation Club, which we're pretty proud of. A movie was made out of that club called Beyond the River. And then on to COVID, where some of these initiatives, one of them in particular, supply development initiatives, had micro beneficiaries that were in a very difficult space during the lockdown. We ended up feeding 10,000 informal traders and their families right throughout the lockdown period.
I'm Hilly Khan from Continental Linen. Continental Linen is a company started in 1939, lost its way in the mid-2000s when I bought it and tried to revitalize it. We decided to take it into a retail environment in 2005. We opened our first store in Marlborough. Since then, the business has grown tremendously.
Last year, during the COVID lockdown, we managed to not go through any retrenchments. We saved all of our jobs, and in fact, we paid every single one of our staff members for every day that they were at home during the lockdown.
I'm Mark Labner, and I'm honored to be the Group Chief Executive Officer of Africa Tikkun, an organization that has been involved for the last 25 years in developing young children from early infancy all the way through to when we are fortunate to place them into job opportunities. Our organization spans 6 township communities, and now we're expanding by providing support services across a national platform. We are gifted in the sense that we are able to serve others. To be able to live a life of service has to be one of the greatest gifts that any one human being necessarily could give, being able to assist young individuals to find purpose in their lives.
I'm Andrew Cantor, Chief Investment Officer and a Director at Future Growth Asset Management. Future Growth is a Cape Town-based asset management company managing approximately 200 billion rand with a staff complement of 100 people between Cape Town and Johannesburg. The South African investment industry is considered highly ethical by global standards, and we're proud to be part of that industry. From its beginning, in the mid-1990s, Future Growth has been both a responsible and a developmental investor. That means we try to channel capital in a responsible way towards companies that operate sustainably and appropriately, as well as developmentally. And we're proud that we've done that very well, apparently, for 20 to 25 years consistently.
My name is Arnold Connick. I'm the Executive Director of the Rambam Charitable Trust. The Trust was started in 1994. But today, with a capital base of 18 million, we've lent out 183 million since inception.
In addition to the core business of the Trust, at the outset of COVID in March 2020, the trustees were very proactive in setting up a COVID emergency fund, in terms of which over 3 million rand was raised to assist members of the community who had lost their jobs, who were temporarily out of work while they are in the position that they're in.
My name is Rona Solomon. I'm the owner and driving force of a company, Complete Care Group, a nursing agency. The company has had many ups and downs, but has been going for almost 13 years. We specialize in home care. During COVID-19, it really was a challenging time. Our mission statement, nursing and nurturing. We have a team of carers all the way up to ICU sisters who assisted us. We ensured that all the nurses and all the carers had PPEs to protect the old and vulnerable, as well as the nurses. We were the only agency at the time that was doing COVID care.
My name is Martin Sachs. I'm the chairperson of the Geshe Small Business Relief Fund. Geshe was set up at the time of the initial phases of the pandemic to provide urgent funding to small majority-owned Jewish businesses. We provided interest-free loans of up to 36 months with 6-month capital holiday. We had hundreds of businesses, over 500 businesses inquire for assistance, and we've granted assistance to over 135 businesses, and obviously very proud that we were able to preserve thousands of jobs.
Congratulations to all our nominees. It now gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Absa Business Leadership Award for 2021. The award goes to Andrew Cantor.
Today, he leads a business with over 200 billion in assets.
He's not scared to take personal risk in terms of raising issues that should be raised in society and dealt with.
Now, I know Andrew is deeply, deeply passionate about Future Growth, deeply, deeply passionate about its clients, about what they do for those clients and the impact that it has on this country.
He has called out state-owned enterprises publicly for their poor governance practices. In fact, Andrew has become the poster child of responsible investor activism in South Africa.
Africa's biggest private fixed income money manager says it will stop lending money to 6 of South Africa's largest state-owned companies. The companies include Eskom, Transnet, Sunral, Landbank, IDC and DBSA.
Asset management is a fiduciary business. Our sole purpose, primary purpose, is to look after people's savings. One of the things I'm really proud of, and proud of for my team and my company, is that we've not only invested client money for good returns for over 20 years. We've actually done it in a responsible way.
Mr. Ndrakanta, perhaps you could explain to us how you came about this decision that you will be withdrawing your financial services to SOEs.
We manage people's pension funds. It isn't our money, it's people's pension money, and we have to do it in a way that protects that money in the long term. We are making a plea for information to understand these businesses, to understand how they're going to be governed in a sustainable way.
When we'd made the decision not to fund SOEs, he didn't step down. He didn't let people get away with what was untruths. He challenged every single point. And that just goes to his very character. Every little bit counts for him.
I've always admired Andrew for being a unique individual, doing things his way, and not being afraid to fight for what is right.
I've always seen Andrew as somebody who is extremely courageous. He knows what he stands for. When he sees an injustice or something that needs to change, he calls it out. Not only does he call it out, but he knows what needs to be done in order to affect change. As a client, that's critical to us because we know that Andrew's looking after our best interests.
His ability to face adversity and to stand for what he believes is right, particularly as a fiduciary, it's probably the single most important quality that one should have when you're a custodian of other people's money.
When we started the business 21 years ago, we tried to create an organization that had a bigger purpose in life, would make a difference to the country, would make a difference to people's lives. And through Andrew's fearless passion and energy and aim for doing the right thing, we've kind of continued unabated with that journey for the past 21 years.
The firm that Andrew and his team have built has been one that has been the repository of rising talent in impact investing in South Africa. It is the place where industry peers go to unearth talent. The business and Andrew have played a particular contribution to ensuring the growth of investment professionals in this space of investing sustainably for impact. I'm delighted for you, Andrew. I can't think of a better person to get this prize.
Continue to be who you are, Andrew. You know, in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Stay who you are.
In the investment business, there is no finish line. Your successes of last week or last year can easily be messed up tomorrow. Markets change, situations change, the world changes, and makes you look, when you look smart yesterday, you look dumb tomorrow. So moments like this, being given an award, given a recognition, is a very valued and appreciated opportunity to just pause and say thank you for that opportunity. Winning an award such as this is a moment to pause and reflect. Because in the investment business, there is no finish line. Your successes of last week or last year can easily be messed up tomorrow. Markets change, situations change, the world changes, and makes you look, when you look smart yesterday, you look dumb tomorrow. So moments like this, being given an award, given a recognition, is a very valued and appreciated opportunity to just pause and say thank you for that opportunity.
Se voci che lascia star e non ti corri appresso e non ti sfuggi a riguardar Messi, andiamo già sulla funicula, funicula. Viamo Jamsula, funicula. Lesti, viamo Jamsula. Lesti, viamo Jamsula, funicula. Viamo Jamsula, funicula. Montiamo dalla terra alla montagna, un passo c'è. Si vedi facci approcci dalla Spagna, io vengo te. Tirati con le pugni detto fatto, il ciel si va. Si va, siccome il vento ha vollascato, e siamo già là. Lesti, viamo Jamsula. Lesti, viamo Jamsula. Funicula. Viamo Jamsula, funicula. Lesti, viamo Jamsula. Lesti, viamo Jamsula. Funicula. Viamo Jamsula, funicula.
Thank you, Ezra. And to present the Absa Business Icon Award, please welcome back Bongiwe Gangeni.
Can I have peace of mind when I transact online? I can get real-time transactional verification. Plus, I can stop my card immediately and order a replacement just as quick. Hashtag Absa Summer of I Can.
The winner of the Absa Business Icon Award for 2021 is Lynette and Ivan Saltzman. Congratulations.
I met Ivan and Lynette in 1996 when I went to the house for a job interview. And my friend said to me, "Brian, why are you bothering going to these guys for a job interview? And they've got one or two small pharmacies. There's really no scope for any growth or anything." Well, little did I know.
Lynette and Ivan are perhaps the most remarkable business people that I know.
Their entrepreneurial spirit and their family values runs deep in the DNA of Dis-Chem. Their integrity and their values are still within the business, even after 40 years, 45 years of running this business.
We started like all the traditional pharmacies at the time, in a small shop focusing on our customers. We had the same start, same products, same prices as all the other pharmacies. It became apparent to me that to be successful, to grow the business, our offering had to be different.
They're very passionate about the business, while at the same time maintaining very traditional family values which they've instilled in me and my brothers.
One of the many lessons that we have learned from our journey and still do is perseverance and innovation.
Ivan and Lynette, I could see straight away, were a team. They each brought their own innovative and vision to the business, and a passion that I haven't seen with anyone else.
There has been the most incredible synergy, incredible match between Lynette and Ivan, because Ivan is the creative genius and Lynette is the anchor, the cement that holds it all together.
One of the strongest things they have is obviously the communication. They're each one bringing their own unique strengths and appreciating the strengths of the other, and a passion for the growth of the business, but also the opportunities that they could do of chesed, of kindness within the business.
Business is not just about ourselves, and it never has been, but also what we can do to give back to our customers and to the community. It started originally with discounting, which wasn't the norm in those days, bringing the best possible prices to the consumer and giving them the variety that they wanted in spacious, well-laid-out shops, and then went on to the start of our loyalty program and the Dis-Chem Foundation, which I founded and ran. The Dis-Chem Foundation is an integral part of the benefit program where we give back to the communities in which we work and live.
She cares deeply for everybody that works for her, especially her close team of people. She knows us personally, she knows our families, and if there's ever anything that's worrying us on a personal level, we can talk to her and she's always there for us. She really is a genuine mother figure to us, and I think she's a mother figure to Dis-Chem.
If you work with Ivan, nothing's impossible. If he asks you to do something, you have to make sure it happens. He's impatient just because he wants things to happen.
For them, the business has been much more than just a mechanism to make money. It's been a mechanism for change, a mechanism for influence. And they have really created a business that, you know, as a customer, I'm a consumer, I go into Dis-Chem and I buy stuff once a week, whatever I go. And the shopping experience is an incredible experience compared to other shops out there.
You can never go into Dis-Chem for one thing. You just will never come out. I'm scared to go in because you don't know what you're going to come out with. And that's the brilliance.
Today, Dis-Chem is a public company and directly employs over 23,000 full-time employees and have over 200 pharmacies each, with between 1 and 3 clinics staffed with full-time community nursing sisters across South Africa, Namibia and Botswana.
There's no parts of the business that is too small or petty to look at or too big, because at the end of the day, everything's got to work together.
They've shared their good fortune, not only with their business partners, but with the community. Lynette has a great sense of community.
I'm proud that today we have become one of the biggest vaccinators in the private sector in South Africa, and to date have vaccinated over 800,000 doses in 93 sites.
He's prepared to help wherever he's needed, whether it's the machanes, you know, all the medications for the children from Upborn to B'nai Akiva. He's an incredible inspiration for not only South African Jews, but for all South Africans, and I think for anyone who's interested in business, because growing a business is one thing, but then it's giving of your money is another, and then giving of your time and expertise. And Ivan and Lynette do all three.
As per Hillel the Elder's famous saying from Pirkei Avot, Im ein ani mili, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And when I am for myself alone, what am I? And if not now, when? That has been, I think, mine and our guiding philosophy throughout the business and through my personal life.
One of the lessons that they've taught me is that if you believe in something and you have a vision, you shouldn't get set back by the details, by the problems. You have to take those issues in your stride. You need to be practical, and you just need to carry on, and you need to go ahead with your vision and do whatever you can to achieve it.
For me, they're bigger than just business icons. They are true icons of our community and of our country.
Being proud to be part of this journey, and we'd just like to congratulate on the great achievement and for the recognition.
Mom and Dad, I'm actually really proud of you. You've achieved a lot over the years in many respects, in many places, and I think you deserve whatever prizes are coming your way.
We are looking forward to Dis-Chem Pharmacies with all its aspects playing a meaningful role going forward in this country.
Members of the award panel, friends, family, sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
In these strange and difficult times, with us all sitting in our own locations and away from each other, instead of at a glitzy gala event, for an evening like this, I would first like to thank the organisers who have still managed to pull off a really meaningful, special evening. Your theme of hope is very appropriate after an extremely difficult and painful 18 months of lockdowns and uncertainty. As one of the largest private vaccinators in the country, we have administered over 800,000 doses. With vaccination comes the hope of being able to see through this pandemic and a return to normal living and a normal economy.
We feel very honoured and privileged for this recognition and award. Being named business icons in a Jewish awards landscape and being acknowledged in one's own community is indeed an honour. It is a very special and means a lot to both of us. Lynette and I built this business, but believe me, we did not do this by ourselves. There are so many people to thank. Our family for their patience and understanding through the years, our Dis-Chem management team and the entire 23,000 Dis-Chem employees. Without your contributions, we could definitely not have achieved the status. Thank you from both Lynette and I.
But our biggest thanks has to go to all our Dis-Chem customers who have loved and supported us over all the years. Without you, we would have nothing.
I believe that recognition should be given to those entrepreneurs that start businesses and create as many jobs as possible. For the millions of South Africans who are currently unemployed, this is where our hope for the future lies. Awards of this nature create the awareness needed to inspire people to follow the same journey that Lynette and I have undertaken. If more and more people can achieve this, confidence and trust is built, and we can extend the benefits of tomorrow's world to more and more of South Africa.
In closing, a special word of thanks to Absa, the Jewish Report, and organisers of this event. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
It all began the day I found that from my window I could only see a piece of sky. I stepped outside and looked around. I never dreamed it was so wide or even half as high. The time had come. Papa, can you hear me? To try my wings. Papa, are you near me? And even though I knew at any moment I could fall, I felt the most. Papa, can you see me? Amazing things. Can you understand me? The things you can't imagine if you've never flown at all. Though it's safer to stay on the ground, sometimes where danger lies, there the sweetest of pleasures are found. No matter where I go, there'll be memories that tug at my sleeve, but there will also be more to question, yet more to believe. Oh, tell me where is the someone who will turn to look at me and want to share my every sweet imagined possibility? The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize. The less I know. Each step I take, Papa, I've a voice now. Each page I turn, Papa, I've a choice now. Each mile I travel only means the more I have to go. What's wrong with wanting more? If you can fly, then soar with all there is. Why settle for just a piece I can see you. Papa, I can feel you. Papa, watch me.
Thank you so much, Gemma Wheel. Our next award is the Europcar Women in Leadership Award. I don't believe that men and women can ever be equal because I believe that women are better. It's just science. I'll explain. I want you to imagine men and women as machines. Okay, imagine that each of those machines can do the same thing that the other machine can do to survive in the world. They're equal. Now let's imagine that one of those machines can produce more machines. You tell me, what's the better machine? A lot of men say to me, but Gilly, you need us. You need men to make more of your machine babies or whatever because, you need sperm. But here's the thing. The other day, I was making a potato salad and I forgot to get a very important ingredient. I forgot to get mayonnaise. This joke is not going where you think it's going. So here's what I did. I Googled, how do you make mayonnaise? Turns out, a couple of eggs, lemon juice, 1 or 2 other things. My point is, we will figure out sperm. To present the Europcar Women in Leadership Award, please welcome Martin Lydell, CEO, Motors Car Rental.
At Europcar, we believe that a little further goes a long way. Whether it's greeting you with a warm cup of coffee after a long flight or brightening your day with a pack of our signature mints, we pride ourselves in going that extra mile to make our customers feel just a bit more special. Our state-of-the-art fleet and 3-step booking system makes it easy to book everything from chauffeur drives and airport transfers to van and car rentals. It's no surprise then that through our extensive footprint and commitment to exceptional customer service, we've been awarded the title of Africa's leading car hire company at the World Travel Awards for many years in a row. So, whether you're renting a runaround or executive vehicle for your next business trip, a 4x4 to just get away from it all, or a versatile SUV for the holidays, you can trust our range of quality vehicles. Europcar, moving your way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce the Europcar Women in Leadership Award to you this evening. It has been another challenging year for almost all individuals and businesses, and I would like to congratulate the Jewish Report and the Jewish Achievers Awards on once again putting this innovative virtual event together and allowing the show to go on despite the challenges. We also thank you for your generous partnership enabling Europcar to sponsor this category for the last 7 years. We are grateful for the opportunity to participate in these prestigious awards and are very proud of our association with you. Through the award process, we have been privileged to be exposed to and learn more about an incredible set of individuals who have achieved remarkable success in business, social projects, professions, sport, art, music and culture, and we continue to be amazed at and inspired by the achievements of the nominees. What they have achieved is exceptional, particularly if one considers the unique challenges that they have had to overcome. We hope this award helps to highlight the significant and important role played by women, and in so doing encourage others to reach their full potential. It has been quite a year. It seems that no one has spared the tragic loss of life and severe illness of friends and family. New variants drove the second and third waves. Consequential lockdowns devastated a number of industries. International travel restrictions remained. July riots, ongoing load shedding, record unemployment, horrific gender-based and family violence, and a slow but accelerating vaccine rollout. However, the people of our country have again demonstrated remarkable resilience, solidarity and care for one another. Our candidates universally are examples of this and demonstrated their ability to find opportunity in adversity and, importantly, execute on it. As in every year we have participated in the Women in Leadership category, we are once again presented with a phenomenal list of nominees. We are delighted that this award creates a platform where their stories, learnings, passion, compassion, drive, discipline, and tenacity can be shared and celebrated. The judges would also like to thank them for so bravely, humbly, and openly sharing with us. You are inspirational, and having met you, it is impossible not to be optimistic about the future. It is a privilege for Europcar to contribute to providing a platform that highlights and shares and celebrates your remarkable achievements. I would also like to thank our panel of judges, Dawn Nathan-Jones, Dorian Wheel, Taryn Marcus, and Joanna McCrocky, who have all given so selflessly of their time and expertise over the last 7 years. We are sincerely grateful for your passion and enthusiasm and what you do to promote and elevate this important category. And now, I would like to introduce you to the nominees in the Europcar Women in Leadership category.
I'm Corrie Nelson-Driver, and I'm the Chief Product Officer at Jewish Interactive, a non-profit that was started in Johannesburg by the Glatt family. I was one of the founding members, and our first project, Shabbat Interactive, was distributed to every Jewish child in South Africa at the time. And then it grew, and we are now in over 100 countries throughout the world. Our main aim is to provide joyful Jewish learning to young children, to try and instill lifelong love of being Jewish. Our main platform today is JR Tap, where we have over 17,000 Hebrew and Jewish games for kids to play. We are busy working on a new platform which will hopefully revolutionize Jewish learning throughout the world.
My name is Kerry, and I head up the agency team for Google South Africa. What I do is I help advertisers grow their brands online through using the power of Google and working with agencies to achieve success. I'm passionate about seeing women grow within the workspace, and as a result, I am the co-lead for Women at South Africa. I also sit on the IAB Board of Education Council in South Africa, where we spend our time coming up with strategies to grow digital skills within the media and advertising industry.
I'm Kim Kerr, and I'm the founder and lead volunteer of Community Circle Home SA. We're a Facebook-based organisation of close to 12,500 members from over 100 different countries, all coming together to help each other, to take away the pressures and the stress of travelling during COVID. It's really difficult to navigate regulations these days, and it's not just about knowing what the regulations are and understanding them, but it's having somebody actually hold your hand through them and just be there with you through it, so that you're not traveling alone. And when people travel with the community circle, they aren't doing so alone. They're doing it with thousands of people around the world, all holding space for them.
I'm Cara Saban from Cara Saban Wall Design. Our company offers a huge range of beautiful wall coverings that aim to transform any space, from residential to corporate to hospitality spaces. We also offer a bespoke design service, and we aim to make the world a more beautiful place by focusing on walls. I started the company 15 years ago. We service the interior design industry, and we have branches in South Africa, the US, the Netherlands, Dubai, and now Singapore.
My name is Lisa Tolkien. I'm an architect of over 20 years, and my practice is mainly a female practice. We employ 5 people, and we concentrate on upmarket residential, employing people who are out of jobs. So through the work that Lisa Tolkien Architects does, we hope that we give back and expand our vision so that we have a bigger vision so that we include everyone. And we're very grateful that we are blessed to do this kind of work. And for me, it's all about giving back.
Hi, my name is Kim Verclear, and I drive the property side of Liquidity Services South Africa. By utilising the company's online, proprietary-owned auction technology, we successfully sell real estate for government, corporates, and financial institutions. Meeting different people from across the globe and documenting my travels through the lens of my camera are the nutrients that sustain and propel me as I learn, earn, and always return to the place I call home, South Africa.
I'm Karen Rochelle. I'm the founder and chair of Achiever Africa, the organisation set up in order to facilitate this wonderful collaboration between colleagues across countries, across cultures, with a common purpose of looking after children and young people. We are now embarking on a new and exciting program which has to some degree been brought forward by the COVID pandemic, the second pandemic of my lifetime, which is to take our program digital so we can reach more people more effectively with our mentorship, training and practical skills program, so that all those children who are on treatment, who've been started on treatment, can continue to not only survive but to thrive on medication.
I'm Ashley Bond and Martine Aaron, and we run Tredentende Ilovo. It's a steakhouse. Belonged to my late husband, to Ashley's dad, and we've taken on the task of carrying on the legacy that he created over 44 years. And we think that we've been nominated just because of our strength and enthusiasm to take the business through COVID.
Having the strength to carry on, support 35 staff members that we have here, be an inspiration to them and to others out there that two ladies can do this and have a successful business.
I'm Melinda Suchard. I head the Centre for Vaccines and Immunology at the National Institute for Communicable Diseases in Johannesburg. I lead a team of approximately 30 staff members comprising biologists and medical scientists, medical technicians and technologists. We do surveillance for vaccine-preventable diseases, and we teach and train students in immunology and virology and molecular biology. I've been very motivated by the nomination in this category for women's leadership. I've been blessed to work with many strong women leaders, and I hope that this category makes it a little bit easier for other up-and-coming women leaders.
I'm Moira Katz, and I'm the CEO of National Children's Theatre. Our main focus is in 2 or 3 areas. The first area is in presenting plays. The second area is in our Saturday morning workshops, which are always very busy. And these social plays are usually supported by different organizations, and we take them to schools and to community centers all over South Africa. We've won countless awards. The actors who have appeared in our plays have won countless awards. It really has a history of achievement.
I'm Reba Foreman. I'm CEO of Reba Beauty and Health. I'm chair of Temple Israel Hillbrow and a Heritage Centre, which is a non-profit organisation dedicated to fighting all forms of hatred. I'm also proudly part of the leadership of the South African Jewish Board of Deputies and the South African Zionist Federation. In all these areas, it is my goal to inspire each person I have to know they have the ability to overcome any adversity that they face.
My name is Vanessa of V Travel. My business is V Travel, and I had a thriving corporate and leisure travel agency up until COVID hit, and then it all came to a grinding halt. I sort of fell into doing a handful of repatriation flights, and I did really well. And I've now fallen into Australia specifically, which is people immigrating to Australia from South Africa and then stranded Australians all over the world. So I've built a thriving business. In the last 3 months, my turnover has been greater than my best year ever in travel pre-COVID. And I think that's why I maybe have been nominated for the award.
My name is Michelle Len. I'm the sales director and board member of Cater Corp. We are a proudly South African company that employs over 150 people. I'm directly responsible for sales and operations of the business. Cater Corp is a manufacturer and distributor of sauces, marinades and packaging to the food service and retail industries, both locally and internationally. I love what I do and who I do it with. I'm proud of what we have achieved and proud to be a part of one of the leading companies in its field of expertise. My team and support system is how we get to where we are. My staff and my clients are my passion, and growing is my drive. I strive to supply our clients outstanding customer service and understand we are part of their value chain.
My name is Lisa Hayden, and I've been working with my father, Jonathan Hayden, for more than 17 years as an independent certified financial planner. We both have written financial articles in magazines. I also have mentored South African students who study overseas and come back here to finish their degree, helping them to integrate into South African student life and living. I'm passionate about what I do every day, helping, inspiring, empowering young people to make better informed financial decisions.
During COVID, we have taken an extreme role of making sure that we as women were leaders. My team of carers, all the way up to ICU sisters, were there to give hope and care to patients during this time when there were no beds, there were no staff, well, shortage of staff, a shortage of oxygen. We cared for these people and loved them. We are compassionate as women, and we are loving as women, and we were able to provide special care.
My name is Simone Penn, founder and CEO of Mother's Nature Cosmetics Pty Limited. We make 100% natural deodorant, which kills that stain. I started selling deodorant because I needed to update my Botox, which, as you can see, is happening again. I couldn't believe the success of selling deodorant, and a month later I said to my husband, I actually think that this needs to be like our thing. He told me that he thinks it would be good pocket money. He works for me, incidentally, now. He is a CASA. I have a BA. It supports us, my family, and my Botox habits.
I'm Michelle. Shana and I are the optometrists, owners and co-founders of Piers & Fisher Optometrists and Vision Drive. We work on the same work ethic. We have the same moral value system.
We have totally different skill sets which complement each other perfectly.
We've always done pro bono work. We've always been socially aware. And on our 30th anniversary, we have decided to formalize it into a CSI foundation called Vision Drive.
And through this, we are able to provide not only sight, but also vision and hope to the entire community.
Finally, I would like to congratulate tonight's award winner. As always, it is a tough challenge to pick a winner from such an auspicious list. Tonight's winner has demonstrated her ability to make difficult, selfless choices for the right reasons, build a successful business that operates domestically and in globally competitive markets, with ambitious plans for further growth. She has done this while balancing work and family and created an opportunity for the people in her business to do the same. Tonight's winner of the Europcar Women in Leadership Award is Cara Sabin.
Not only is she exceptionally talented, always striving to better her product and herself, everybody works around her.
Cara is the most proudly South African woman. She wants South Africa to be on the world map. That came through when she did the We Love South Africa banner after the KZN riots. She just wanted to be involved.
Her integrity level is inspiration as well as a motivation for me.
Embodies everything in terms of achievement. She lives and breathes her brand. The way she runs her business, the way she treats her people, the service that they provide. There's no doubt that she embodies excellence in everything that she does.
The first 10 years of this business, before that, I was working as a sole proprietor, giving the business kind of everything that I had in my own right. And it was during those 10 years that really the groundwork was laid for learning about the print industry, learning about the design industry, and also just seeing the gaps in the market for what would eventually become Cara Sabin Wall Design.
When Cara first started her business, she got in touch with me via email and sent me her work. I thought to myself, then skip forward, couple of years later, and I was blown away. And since that, Cara and her team are involved in most of my projects.
She's created this business around doing the work for the business and being a mother all at the same time. In the business, we are all mothers, and we are all doing this massive juggle between trying to run this business as well as fetching from school and running and jumping. And Cara's given us all the opportunity.
The thing with Cara, where I really applaud her, is just how she gives back. It's about giving back, and especially how you treat your staff and the people around you. And that's where I really salute Cara. She gives back a lot in all ways.
Cara has been a personal leader for me that is inspirational and motivating. The company I've seen grow exponentially, and I believe this is from the passion, the dynamism, as well as the hands-on approach in which she manages her business.
I think the thing which sets Cara apart from any other entrepreneur I've ever worked with is Cara's incredible vision in the space she works in.
I have retained the stuff in the company that I love to do. A lot of the success has happened organically. I've found something I'm passionate about. I've done it to the best of my ability, and then I've hired people to do the roles that I'm not good at.
She took her business to amazing heights in a very short space of time. She went from South Africa only, started opening up international branches with agency agreements and printers in the Netherlands, in the USA, in Australia, I believe in the UAE as well. And she did all of this in such a short space of time. It was inspiring to watch.
Cara loves her business, and with that comes a huge amount of passion and optimism. I think her positive nature is what makes her grow.
The way she embodies everything that she puts forward, her creativity, her design, her service, all makes her more than deserving as the winner of this award.
I want to congratulate you, Cara, on the EuroPar Award for leadership and being an amazing person to work for. Thank you.
I'd first like to thank the Jewish Report for not only this incredible recognition, but for having a category that acknowledges the role that women play in business. The work you guys have done in carrying our community through the last year and a half of COVID is nothing short of heroic. And a special thank you from my mother-in-law, who I'm going to earn massive brownie points for if I mention how much she loves you guys. So during my varsity years, I used to spend long periods of time staying at my granny's flat in Sea Point. On numerous occasions, she used the words, "You girls are so lucky." I never really understood what she meant. And it's only now when I sit with awards like this that those words do make sense. My gran lived in a time when a woman studying after school was unusual. Even when my own mother reached varsity age, if you went on to study after school, the 5 main vocations to choose as a woman were nurse, teacher, social worker, librarian, and maybe legal secretary. My university years were completely different. We all studied what we wanted to become. We were lucky. But then I entered the corporate world, and while I loved my job with all my heart, it had no place for me when I became a mother. I wasn't yet lucky. I wasn't yet living in a society that saw the benefit in retaining mothers in their ranks. So I did what many women in my position who refused to not see their babies till 6 p.m. did. I quit and figured out another way to make money. Once I'd figured that part out, I decided I would grow my company with the most competent people I knew, mothers. Women that didn't have the luxury to mess around or take lunch breaks or chat at a water cooler. Not that you men do. But women who had mastered the art of efficiency and time management. And so we set building. with school lifts and snotty noses and homework thrown in between everything. With flexible hours or working from home, we built. And then COVID happened. And in many ways, the curtain was lifted on the reality of our lives. Children were seen in boardroom Zoom meetings and dogs were heard barking in interviews. And the mess of our domesticity broke down the illusion that we don't have private lives that are happening while we work. Which makes me think that my daughters will also be lucky. They will also go to university, and they will also have careers, and they will be lucky enough to live in a society that doesn't offer only two choices for corporate women, 9 to 5, or quit when they have children. They are lucky women. I'd like to end off by dedicating this award to another woman, Stacey Klosenberg. Stacey not only nominated me for this award, but she is the person that since day one has trusted my vision of where we're going with this company. She is the ultimate juggler, the hardest worker I've ever met, strategically switched on, all while looking glamorous and groomed, and being there for not only her family, but our work family. Stace, I could not have done any of this without you, and for that I thank you.
I want to talk to you.
The last time we talked, Mr. Smith, you reduced me to tears. I promise it won't happen again.
Do I attract you? Do I repulse you with my queasy smile? Am I too dirty? Am I too flirty? Do I like what you like? I could be wholesome, I could be loathsome, just I'm a little bit shy. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me without making me try? I try to be like Grace Kelly, but all her looks were too sad. So I tried a little Freddie. I've got an entity mad. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be apple, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. Gotta be green, gotta be mean, gotta be everything wrong. Why did you like me? Why did you like me? Walk out the door. How can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help what you think? Hello my baby, putting my life on the brink. Why did you like me? Why did you like me? Why didn't you like yourself? Should I bend over? Should I look older just to be put on your shelf? I try to be like Grace Kelly, but all her looks were too sad. So I tried a little Freddie. I've got an entity mad. What you want to satisfy yourself, hey, but you only want what everybody else says you should want, I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be apple, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. Gotta be green, gotta be mean, gotta be everything wrong. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? Walk out the door. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be apple, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be green, I could be mean, I could be everything wrong. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? Walk out the door.
Thank you, Yishai. The final award of the evening is the Entrepreneur Award. And it reminds me, when you go on dates with men in Joburg and you ask them what they do, you get a lot of vague answers. Entrepreneur, trading, executive, I manage a portfolio, I'm getting into crypto, I'm doing some projects. One guy told me he's doing projects. I was like, you shouldn't be doing projects after grade 5. Anyway, I don't care what job you do, because the only job I care about is a job that means that I'm not going to need my job. Let's take a look at the nominees for the Entrepreneur Award.
I'm Jared Khan, CEO of Continental Linen and White House.
We are opening our 40th store with an aggressive store rollout plan behind that. We probably going to employ over 500 people, and we've become a major player in the linen business.
Last year, during the COVID lockdown, we were in a situation of closing our factories and our stores. We called our team together and we started making fabric face masks, and then ended up in 5 or 6 other factories making over 1 million face masks throughout the lockdown period. We managed to not go through any retrenchments. We saved all of our jobs, and in fact, we paid every single one of our staff members for every day that they were at home during the lockdown.
My name's Larry Nussbaum, and I'm the founder of YouView. We're a live streaming company focused on community events, weddings, simchas, corporate events, and funerals. We're also focused on employing people in the community who would otherwise be jobless or have no income due to COVID.
My name's Bradley Davis. I'm the founder and CEO, and whatever you want to call me, of Ready, Set, Delivered. It's fancy words. I simply started the business with 150 Rand, advertised myself on social media to tell the guys out there that I had lost my job, but I wasn't prepared to sit down and do nothing about it. So we offer a concierge service where we do live video shopping for people. We do license renewals, we do airport lifts, we do lifts just around town for people that don't have cars. We pretty much do everything and anything that people want us to do us and are capable of doing. I have 2 staff members. I have a fully equipped bookkeeping team that do all my invoicing. It's a fully registered business, all within the last 18 months. It's fully trademarked, and I just want to thank all of this, that it wouldn't be possible without the Jewish community support.
My name is Henry from Made in Workshop. We are a co-working and maker space based in Johannesburg. We provide access to industrial tools and machines such as laser cutters, CNC routers, and vertical machining centers to the man in the street who would normally not have access to it. We allow our customers to create, ideate, and manufacture their dreams. Essentially, we are a gym, but with very large industrial tools and machines.
My name is Lisa Hayden, and I've been working with my father, Jonathan, for more than 17 years as an independent certified financial planner. I've been teaching voluntary financial literacy to health sciences students and newly professional graduates nationally, even more online during COVID, reaching more people than ever before. I've become part of the University Life Skills program to give support to newly graduate professionals who need to acquire some financial knowledge and skills, as well as inspiration for their future. And as these skills were not taught at school or university level,
I started the agency at the age of 50, never too late to start. I decided that people in the community needed help, and especially in the Jewish community, it really is important. During COVID, we gave many people hope that they would be taken care of if there were not enough beds in hospitals, or if they needed to be discharged and come home. We and our special carers were there to take care of these patients and ensure that they got better as quickly as possible.
Intrinsically Me was created because of my need for curly hair products that actually worked. I always wanted to keep my hair natural in its natural state, but I never ever trusted products that I could get out there, and I realized that there must be lots of other people out there with the same issues that I have. I'm so passionate about little kids growing up and loving themselves how they were born with their natural curls, and just being able to grow up in a world where they feel accepted. That's what my driving force is with Intrinsically Me.
I'm very proud the way Hirsch has grown over the years. We've had some amazing support from the community and from our suppliers, and we've grown to be the biggest independent appliance electronic dealer in the country. One of the many things I'm proud of is what we've done for the community, what we've given back the way we've looked after people, schools, and individuals. By giving back, we've got a lot more. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Hi, Barney Israels, the founder and MD of VegTech Net FM. VegTech Net FM is an agricultural project and greenhouse consultancy company, now part of the Net FM group of companies. VegTech builds intensive agricultural projects to grow vegetables, flowers, berries, fruit, and medical cannabis in greenhouses and net houses. We started in 1992, importing a few items from Israel, and grew into a company that's over $10 million per annum, operating all through Africa.
I am Simone Penn. I am the founder and CEO of Mother's Nature Cosmetics Pty Limited, which we have actually recently rebranded to be called Smell My Pits. We hand make 100% natural deodorant that 100% kills your stank. I used to make like a much cruder version of this for myself, and I used to force my family and friends to use it. I had to try sell something, so I just started selling my deodorant, and that was 10 months ago. Business has just been valued conservatively at 5 million rand. People have tried my deodorant and they cannot believe that they no longer stink. I think that's quite cool.
My name is Kim Vercleer and I'm based in Camps Bay, Cape Town. I drive the property side of Liquidity Services, which is the SA operation of a publicly traded company. By utilizing their proprietary owned online auction technology, we successfully sell real estate and movable assets for corporates, financial institutions, and the government. I've been in the property game for close on 30 years. I'm entrepreneurial by nature, ethically calibrated, and mostly optimistic. I'm also totally passionate about life in general, as well as from a personal and business perspective. I'm committed to making a difference and leaving my mark both in and outside of the Jewish community.
My name is Vanessa of V Travel. I'm very excited to be nominated for the Absa Jewish Achiever Awards, and I'm also truly grateful and honored. My business is V Travel, and I had a thriving corporate and leisure travel agency up until COVID hit, and then it all came to a grinding halt. I sort of fell into doing a handful of repatriation flights, and I've now fallen into Australia specifically, which is people immigrating to Australia from South Africa and then stranded Australians all over the world. So I've built a thriving business. In the last 3 months, my turnover has been greater than my best year ever in travel pre-COVID, and I think that's why I maybe have been nominated for the award.
My name is Ariel Navarro, and I'm the co-founder and chief commercial officer at OneCard. I met my business partner in 2017, and OneCard officially launched in Jan 2018. OneCard is an on-demand marketplace that allows consumers to shop from multiple retailers on a single app, check out once, and have their order delivered on demand from SMEs and leading national retailers, including Macro, Game, Woolworths, Dis-Chem, to name a few. Today, OneCard operates in the 4 major provinces, employs over 800 people, and we forecast this number to grow to over 3,000 in the coming year. Our ambition is to revolutionize the online shopping sector in South Africa and provide employment opportunities to thousands.
I'm Mandy Fine, the CEO of Fine. Fine is a strategic marketing and communication consultancy. We work with large global and local brands to help tell their stories and build their businesses. And we've worked with many South African brands talking about COVID and vaccination and helping them to communicate the importance of compliance and vaccination to all their stakeholders. I'm absolutely delighted and honored to be nominated for this award, and I want to thank the Jewish Report and those who nominated me. Thank you.
I'm Selwyn Chatz, the CEO and founder of Vodacom For You and Chatz Connect. We run a business that looks after independent dealers to be able to compete with the larger chains. It's grown into an incredible business. We also have a company called Bitco, which is an internet service provider company, which employs a couple of hundred people, which also does extremely well. The company started when Cellular started in South Africa in 94 and has grown for the last 25, 26 years to be the single largest independently owned company that deals with Vodacom. I'm very proud of the achievements we've been able to achieve in this industry.
Here to present the Entrepreneur Award, please welcome Herschel Javits, Director of the Jewish Report. How many directors does the Jewish Report have? Who's in charge here?
What an amazing group of nominees, all worthy of winning this award. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. And when you think about entrepreneurship as the future of the economic growth and job creation of this country, and you look at all of our winners over all of the categories over all of the years, they all started off as entrepreneurs where you are today. And so it gives me great pleasure to announce the Entrepreneurship Award, which goes to Barney Israels.
The story began with a young boy working in the cotton fields in the kibbutz in Israel, where my love of agriculture and my passion for Israel merged to create a company to export Israeli technology all over the world.
I love Barney's values. I love the sort of business side to Barney, the Israel side to Barney, and the green side to Barney.
It was when I was standing in those cotton fields that the clarity came and I realized agriculture is my passion and will be my lifelong course.
And I've seen VegTech start from the very beginning right through to the formidable company that it is today.
VegTech Netafim builds intensive agricultural projects to grow vegetables, flowers, berries, fruit, and medical cannabis in greenhouses and net houses. We supply all the systems that go into the greenhouses and net houses, if it's the control systems, the growing, the electrical systems, the coverings, and also the know-how on how to operate these systems.
Of course, he is a person with immense experience in the agricultural industry. He was a farmer in the Negev for many years, where he succeeded in growing the best quality crops under the very harshest of conditions.
Food and water security are global issues affecting everyone, and VegTech Netafim is an integral part of the solution to both these problems. Growing crops under glass, plastic or net reduces water consumption, the need to spray, and enables crop production all year and close to the market. We are passionate about knowledge transfer and enable communities to grow their own food.
He's persistent. When there's an issue, he tackles it head on. He's surrounded by a bunch of really, really smart people.
We employ about 41 people, plus 120 subcontractors. We work from project conception through the engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning, and after-sales service. In other words, we supply turnkey projects. The future of VegTech Netafim is massive as the problem of feeding a growing population with shrinking resources gets harder and more complicated. You know, money's never been the major motivator. It's been supplying an excellent product at a fair price and giving people the service and the goods that they want. And I'm very enthusiastic about projects that I take on, and I think that enthusiasm rubs off on the people around me.
Barney is hardworking and conscientious, and he is a team player, and he's built up an impressive business in VegTech.
My message to young entrepreneurs is never forget the end goal and enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, you will never succeed.
He is a person with the highest integrity, a person with that has introduced knowledge and sustainable farming to remote communities all around the country. He's brought his son into the business, his wife is in the business, it's a family business.
So while this is an award for entrepreneurship, Barney, that is one aspect of his life which he's excelled at, but there are many others.
Good evening, everyone. I'm humbled, grateful, and very surprised to win the Jewish Entrepreneur Award for 2021. I would like to thank the Jewish Achiever Awards, Absa, the panel of judges, and whoever nominated me for this award. Creating a business is never easy on a family, so most of the credit must go to my amazing wife, Anne, who has worked beside me from the beginning. Without her, I don't think the company would have survived. Thank you also to my amazing children who lived through the journey. They had no choice but to join. My intention was never to start a company, and the money was never the driving force behind VegTech. With no formal education in business, in fact, I'd never heard of EBITDA or didn't even know what a balance sheet was. It was inevitable that the knocks would come fast and furious. There were extreme lows and times when we thought the end had come, but there were also many successes and highs that we really savored. At school, I never dreamed of a career in agriculture or of starting my own business. A more conventional plan of accounting, engineering, or law was on the table. But when I landed up at the age of 17, working in the fields in Kibbutz Revivim, suddenly there was clarity. Agriculture was going to be my lifelong passion. My other life passion is Zionism and the love of the land of Israel. My adopted kibbutz father, Shir Levavi Zal, was my inspiration. Born in Israel, part of the Palmach, and founding member of Kibbutz Revivim, he took me the length and breadth of Israel, teaching me the history and telling me stories late into the night about events that led to the creation of the state, a fight to establish it, and how it was turned into a viable entity and a successful nation. He decided that integration into Israel was the best via the army, and having just turned 18, I enlisted with the current batch of kibbutz high school graduates. It was this combination of the two passions, agriculture and Zionism, that led to the formation of VegTech and its success. A simple formula, Israeli agricultural technology to grow safe food with limited water. VegTech Netafim today is one of the leading high-tech agricultural companies in Africa. The achievement that I'm most proud of is that VegTech is part of the solution to a serious global problem. With a growing world population, dwindling natural resources, and global warming, food and water security are vital for the future of humanity. It saddens me that the South African government refuses to acknowledge the contribution Israeli technology would make to solve local problems of water and food security. In conclusion, I want to thank my family, my friends, my employees, my colleagues at Netafim, and our customers. You have all been part of an incredible journey that still has a long way to go. Thank you all, and good evening.
And that concludes our evening. I'd like to thank our esteemed judges for all their hard work. Congratulations and mazel tov to the nominees and especially the award recipients. And finally, thank you to you, our viewers at home, without whom none of this would be possible. Well, that's actually not true. It would be entirely possible. However, it would be meaningless. So thank you so much for being with us on this, the 5782 Absa Jewish Achiever Awards. Please feel free to give me compliments throughout the year. Good night.